If you're a Samsung fan and believe the S23 Ultra will dominate the smartphone market next year, you'd better rethink that since Apple's releasing the iPhone 15 Ultra the same year. According to rumors, the next generation iPhone 15 Pro Max will be named the iPhone 15 Ultra and will do away with the Lightning port. There is so much to unravel, so join us today as we discuss Apple iPhone 15 Ultra release date and expected features. Apple finally did it. Naming scheme. First, let us talk about the new name. Apple's naming convention over the previous 4 years has gone like this: iPhone Mini, iPhone, iPhone Pro, and iPhone Pro Max. The iPhone 14 portfolio no longer includes a mini model due to adding a bigger 6.7-inch Plus version. A new rumor suggests Apple may replace the Pro Max with an Ultra model. Instead of just being a bigger Pro model, the top-tier variation will supposedly have its unique characteristics. Despite our lack of insight into the driving force for the rebrand, we must admit that the new name does have a nice ring to it.
Damn right it does.
Features. The volume and power buttons are being upgraded to a solid state. Like the trackpad on Max and the home button on the iPhone 7, solid-state volume and power buttons might be added to the iPhone 15 in place of physical buttons. There will also be the model-agnostic dynamic island. There will also be a periscope lens technology. For years, rumors have circulated about Apple developing periscope lens technology, and 2023 seems like a reasonable release date. Some Android smartphone makers currently use periscope lenses because of their superior optical zoom capabilities compared to a regular telephoto lens. Talking about lenses, we shall talk about the camera lens to expect. Finally, the A17 Bionic CPU, most likely based on the 3nm technology, will power next year's iPhone 15 Pro and iPhone 15 Pro Max. By reducing the size of the process, both performance and efficiency may undergo a dramatic shift, which might result in considerable advances in battery life in the next year. We're excited to see what Apple has in store, and if there are any updates, you can be certain that we'll let you know about them right here, so subscribe not to miss out. Camera. The future of the iPhone 15 Ultra seems promising now that Apple has abandoned the limiting 12MP sensor it has been using for years in favor of a fresh new 48MP camera system with the iPhone 14 Pro and Pro Max. In particular, we anticipate significant improvements in camera quality, and there is much room for development in this area, particularly in features and image processing. Another thing we predict is that the iPhone 15 Ultra will contain a USB-C connector or will be portless, as some have speculated, so stay tuned for further information. It's been speculated that the iPhone 15 Ultra would have a periscope zoom of 6x or 10x for the ultra-long throw, allowing it to attain zooming ranges competitive with that of Samsung's flagship phones. Additionally, the iPhone 15 Ultra is said to support 8K video recording and include a new and better 8-element primary lens, which would boost its overall optical quality and result in greater picture quality.
Just quality. Quality all the way.
The iPhone 15 Ultra allegedly has 2 selfie cameras. Dynamic Island has plenty of room to install a second camera, such as a high-resolution ultra-wide lens or a depth sensor for better portraits. Apple's USB-C. The European Union has been instrumental in passing new laws that support the ubiquitous USB-C charging connection. At last, USB-C has supplanted every previous charging standard. Our sources tell us that Apple is considering swapping out the Lightning connection on the iPhone 15 models for a USB-C port to conform to impending European regulations. Per a tweet by Apple Hub, according to analyst Ming-Chi Kuo, Apple could ditch Lightning and switch to USB-C with the iPhone 15 lineup next year. Kuo says the latest supply chain survey indicates Apple will switch to USB-C next year. Apple would need to install USB-C ports in iPhones sold in Europe to meet these standards. Either a design modification affecting the whole product line is in order, or special European market iPhones must be developed. Portless iPhone 15. In most cases, you won't need a wireless connection for the iPhone to serve as a wireless device. For instance, using the MagSafe connection, you can charge it wirelessly. With AirDrop, you can transfer files wirelessly, and with wireless headphones, you can listen to your music without plugging in your device. Apple has spent a lot of money on research and development for the best wireless headphones, so maybe it's considering leaping wireless. We cannot think of any other possible financial benefits of such a strategy except this one. For example, without the iPhone's exclusive Lightning cable and Apple's image capture software for Mac, some of the most exciting features, like ProRes video, would be impossible to use. iPhone 15 release date. New iPhones from Apple usually debut in September, and therefore September 2023 is a possible release date for the iPhone 15. Even more importantly, the next iPhones may be introduced as early as the first part of September. We won't know for sure until Apple announces a release date, yet reports suggest that September 12, 2023 might be the day when the iPhone 15 is unveiled. Even if ports aren't included,
so what? I mean, who cares?
We're still holding out for extra bells and whistles. Currently, most iPhone owners would rather the dynamic island period end rather than begin. Apple has conditioned its customers to be happy about nothing new, so can we blame them? However, what precisely about the iPhone 15 Ultra has piqued your interest? Please let us know in the comments. Thanks for watching, and see you in our next video.